Hi there guys, Darryl Griffiths here for Jumpcut Online. I hope you're all very well. This is my final video review from London Film Festival. You may be a bit relieved to know that. After recapping so much over the last week, whether written or video, I think I'll speak on behalf of the team. If you have checked out any of our coverage, we very much appreciate it, so thank you for checking our reviews out. There was a lot of early starts and late finishes in our cases, but the last film I'm going to cover today is the new film from Oliver Hermanus. It is called MOFFIE, which is the South African equivalent to faggot, which in the LGBTQ community, some people feel like they've reclaimed the term, and some people, probably particularly the older generation, are still quite uncomfortable by such an unsavoury remark. And it transports you to 1980s South Africa, and we are led through this quite difficult journey through the eyes of Nicholas, played by Kai Luke Brummer. He's an 18-year-old who's about to undergo military service during the apartheid era of South Africa, and his family is salivating at the prospect. You know, they're particularly his father, you know, proud son or proud dad and all that, and he's sort of feeding him porn mags to serve as ammunition to get by without the severe lack of female company. But unbeknownst to them, Nicholas is hiding his homosexuality from everybody, and he hasn't quite come to terms with it yet. And considering the environment that he's about to be immersed in, it proves very difficult to navigate. And when you're dealing with the likes of Sergeant Brandt, played by Hilton Pelzer, and who's very much the great enforcer of the peace, and he just really enforces his masculinity on these guys and attempts to break them in some way. He feels like his character building, but you can just feel the light behind the eyes of these guys just diminish the longer the film goes. And particularly in its depiction or deconstruction of masculinity, I think it is very effective as a piece. I think it's very tight and taut as the male bodies that are on display, and there's certainly a lot of it in that case, as they try and bounce off each other and really engage in these very bizarre bonding sessions as such, and the vigour and attack of such venomous dialogue really pierces through, particularly as they're leaving on a train, and they bombard a black man with severe abuse. And I think it really does capture what a difficult time it must have been living in South Africa during that time, with such tensions flaring, and the cinematography is very crisp, and I think as a war film, and a very harrowing one at that, in terms of really dealing with that whole homosexuality, and it's very repressed, it's very effective. But I think this is where MOFFIE gets a little bit unbalanced. I think because the war aspect is dealt with so well, in the flickers of romance that it tries to tease for Nicholas, I feel it's a little bit underdeveloped, and it's considering it's quite repressed, you'd feel like they're trying to really bring it to the fore in this, particularly in the initial sequence where it teases it, as he's very much he's sort of deep in the trenches, Nicholas, and he's with another officer, and he's clearly dealing with some insecurities as well, and they very much bond, and it's very delicately observed, and like little strokings of the face, and they're very close together as they sleep, and you can't deny how powerful and beautifully done that it is. But as the film progresses, it doesn't feel like it builds upon it really, and by the time you get to the resolution, it does feel a touch anticlimactic, which is a damn shame, because you feel once it gets to that point, because the emotions do spill over, and the deep mental ramifications of being immersed in such an environment does take a hold. But I think the romantic side of it, or well, probably a bit of a stretch considering the confines, but the flickers of of homosexuality, being embraced, and with the film dealing with it in such an effective way, I just don't feel it quite measures up to how impressive it is as a war film, and its enforcing of such toxic masculinity. But Moffie is an admirable effort for sure. I think there's plenty of subtext within it that I think will pierce through and really affect many people, but I just don't think it's quite on the level that it aspires to be, and it's a shame really, because I think there's so much that it could explore, particularly in its representation of Nicholas's homosexuality, that I just feel it feels a little undercooked. But all in all, a very solid effort, very admirable. I just wish it would dig a little deeper to balance it out with the more tough aspects of the film. But that is a wrap on my review of Moffie. I sincerely hope you've enjoyed it. I hope I haven't rambled too much on that one. But Jumpcut Online, of course, Facebook, like our page, Twitter, Jumpcut_online, and the website www.jumpcutonline.co.uk. And as I've said before in previous videos, Jojo Rabbit and The Lighthouse, the main two I'm going to cover, because I wasn't officially assigned to cover them for Jumpcut Online. Fellow team members have their reviews up now. Dave for Jojo Rabbit and Sarah for The Lighthouse. Do check them out, they are great reviews. But my own personal takes will be online very soon. But for now, I've been Darryl Griffiths. Thanks for watching, take care, and bye bye for now. See you later.